As we approach the new year, we're looking back on some of the biggest news stories of 2016. They're stories that you, our viewers, found most important this year. KRDO News Channel 13's Angelica Lombardi joins us live in studio to break it all down. Good afternoon, Angelica.
Good afternoon, Dana. Well, we ranked this based upon our online hits and interactions. And from severe weather to wildfires, we found a good variety of stories topping our headlines this year. Coming in at 13 for our top 13, year in review, the creepy clown phenomenon. It happened all over the country, including Rampart High School in Colorado Springs. At number 12, this major hailstorm that hit Colorado Springs in May. For 11, the manhunt for Christopher Lyles ending in an officer-involved shooting. Rounding out the top 10,
my lips are frozen, I can't even talk.
The March blizzard that pounded El Paso County.
I'm almost flying away. I have to walk backwards to my car here.
Whiteout conditions shut down roads and left drivers stranded. From snow to fire. The Rampart Reservoir fire comes in at number 9. At 8,
Second the engine off and on.
the Thunderbird that crashed just minutes after the Air Force Academy graduation. Number 7, this Texas teen who took her own life in front of her family. Weather strikes again for number 6 with this spring storm. At number 5,
my heart drops and I was crying for hours.
a community in mourning following the suicide of a student at Classical Academy in Colorado Springs. For number 4, the lightning-caused Hayden Pass fire in Fremont County.
I'm scared. We only had about 15 minutes and then we got out, so we had nothing.
It burned over 16,000 acres and evacuated hundreds.
Left everything, our golf carts there, our trailers there.
For number 3, a story that hits close to home. The passing of KRDO News Radio's Paul Richards.
Cared about his job, he cared about the news.
Who was found dead at his home in Colorado Springs. At number 2,
It was bigger than I thought,
the human-caused fire left hundreds evacuated.
and it was more widespread than I thought.
The Junkins fire, which burned over 18,000 acres in Pueblo and Custer counties. 5 homes and 13 outbuildings were destroyed.
That's 38 years of my life. And I don't know if it's going to be there.
Finally, our number 1 most viewed story of 2016,
We could just hear the noise of it coming.
the July 28th hailstorm. Remember this golf ball-sized hail?
I got hit by at least 3 large golf ball-sized hailstones.
It hammered homes and cars,
The hail broke through my back window, cut a hole in that.
smashed windshields, and tore roofs apart in Colorado Springs.
Wow, so many weather stories
A
dominated
lot
the
of weather
headlines.
stories, and it's easy to remember that past July hailstorm. I know even myself, I got hail damage on my car.
Yeah, and my house that I just moved out of actually still covered in hail damage. Many of my neighbors still have boarded up windows. I feel so bad for them.
A lot of weather stories. You know, looking back to, we really remember a lot of those, especially the ones we as reporters had a chance to cover, like that March blizzard. I'll never forget that story. That one really sticks with me. Just, you were out there too as well reporting.
Yeah.
Blizzard
Nobody wanted
conditions.
to talk. It was so cold out. Oh, it was brutal. And then, of course, Paul Richards, which we'll never forget that one.
Definitely. And like we mentioned, all of those stories are the ones that our viewers interacted the most with online. So that gives you an idea of all our big stories this year. Like we said, a lot of them have to do with weather, but a good variety of pretty much everything that happened this year.
Thank you so much, Angelica.